Greetings, loyal minions, beautiful humans. Welcome to the Sci Show, the number one ranked YouTube channel for fans of Psycatsis. If that's you, I appreciate you. Psycatsis has a very own character in game with Imagus, Imagus. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's a weird looking bloody cat. Yeah, actually reminds me of Pigsy for some reason from the uh, Monkey Magic TV series. I don't know, just because he always was always carrying stuff on his back, I think, and he had like a contraption that looked a bit like this thing. Anyway, we'll jump out and have a look at the Wilderness Summon odds. Wilderness Summon, just where they seem to throw whatever heroes they want these days. Yeah, we usually have some fawns, but we don't have any fawns. We've got the wildcats, we've got some goos, elemental. So yeah, but Imagus is the new wildcat. We'll throw up there. We've got 1% chance of getting a featured hero, 1.5% chance of legendary hero, and of course the hero of the month as always. Some pretty good heroes here with Goric, Lennet, and Ceres. Lennet was very nice, I think, as yeah, he's got some good stuff going on. Imagus, I'm going with. There's probably a totally different way of saying that. Max Power Preview, we do have the Sorcerer, which gives the chance to drop mana generation to target, which is very, very nice. We've got the boosted regen, Aether Talent. So, Katza, stop flicking me with your bloody tail. Jesus. Can't pat you all the time. Sorry for that. She knows I'm looking at another cat, so she's getting very jealous. Don't tell her I'm going to replace her. No, I'd never do that. So regenerates 300 boosted health over 6 turns. Pretty non-eventful, really. It's pretty much useless. Wildcat family. Bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes. 5, 10, 15% chance to dodge special skills. Each special skill dodged damages the attacker for 100, 200, or 300. Not overly great. Look, if you've got 3 of them, 15% chance isn't too bad and you're doing a bit of damage back. But, yeah, I mean, it is just always there. So 5% is a little low, but it's there. You do a little bit of damage. The big bonus is the 9 lives passive. When defeated, the character has 80% chance to revive at the beginning of the next turn with 50% health and 80% mana, and it can activate up to 9 times. The chance is reduced a little on each activation. It's not. It sounds fantastic, and look, on offense, it's probably absolutely amazing. I don't actually have any of the Wildcat family. On defense, I've found it just to be nothing more than a bit of an annoyance. Like, it's maybe once it's actually changed the battle where, you know, I didn't have anyone else down low on health and I killed the wildcat and it came back and went off and, yeah, just, you know, the other heroes went off. But I think in general, if you just target the other heroes on defense, which makes me think it could, you know, these wildcats may work as a bit of a tank because, in my opinion, you don't want to waste your hits on them if they're going to revive. So it could then force people to hit your flanks and wings. Anyway, that's just my thought on the whole 9 live passive. We also have Trait with Frame. Bit of a strange one because they're affected both positively and negatively, but this character is not affected by effects that increase or reduce defense. So it's a status effect and buff, positive and negative stats, and growth and wither. So it's great. Can't use wither against it, but you also can't get a defense up on. So yeah, I find that one a little bit strange. Anyway, power creeps there, 1221. It's on par with the new costume for Roz, which I may take a look at as well. Very balanced stats, pretty good defense, especially. Feline Constellation is the special skill, running at average speed. Wither. All enemies get minus 400 attack. So it's quite a big wither. We know what wither does. I found it a little strange that they're starting to bring heroes out with wither again. The goblins had it. The we then seen it countered with all the mega minions that, like the heroes from the Garrison Guard, which just randomly remove Wither. So I find it weird that they've then started throwing them back onto other heroes. It's obviously very useful if you're not taking it against heroes that can reject it basically, or get rid of it. But yeah, I just found that weird that they bring out a newer hero with. I don't know. I guess it's no different than bringing out a hero that has defense down or something. But yeah, it just seemed a little strange to me, that one. But anyway, 400 minus 400 attack for the Wither. That's quite fantastic. Takes a couple of those but against toons, it's an amazing way of giving the toons and the glass that reflect everything else. You can't give them attack down, so that's very nice. All enemies get minus 80% decrease for any healing received for 4 turns. This effect can't be cleansed. So that's an interesting one. That's a huge decrease to healing and could really kill those teams that are healer based, although they're not, thinking back when people used to have a Rosalind plus also another healer, they can get so annoying, but this would really take that down a notch. Can't be cleansed, can be removed with dances and that sort of thing, so keep that in mind. Lifts the latest cleansable status ailment from all allies and randomly distributes on enemies. Cleanses status ailments from all allies at the end of each turn for 4 turns. So you're getting rid of one straight up, you're lifting it and giving it, and then at the end of each turn it's cleansing everything. The closest thing I can really equate this to is Smart Tongue. There's no damage. You're doing the Wither, but then you're also affecting them in this case, you're lowering the heal, and then you're lifting the latest status ailment from all allies. I don't think it's doing enough. No doubt against certain teams it's going to be really, really useful, but I just think in general it's probably not doing enough. I feel this is a hero that's good in a meta where you're dragging out battles and you're using strategy to help you, whereas to a degree, we're not in that meta at the moment. We're in the meta where you really need to get rid of certain heroes, so color stacking and having guaranteed kills is super, super useful. I think where Imagus is going to be useful is the fact that he can come back to life. So you're just basically you're cleansing all those ailments every turn. So you're not getting any ailments on you, and you're always giving that minus 400 attack. So if you can go off 2 or 3 times, again, as long as you're not going against someone that can remove Wither, you're going to have the enemy team being basically useless because their attack's just going to be so low, they're not going to be hurting you. So there's definitely teams he's going to be fantastic in. Just basically any team where you have some multiple healers and you're keeping people alive. I could see pairing him up with Gastille, because once you've got the enemy team, their attack down so low, they're not doing anything, you're just going to end up killing them with tile damage. So, you Gastille, a couple of healers and a damage dealer, and you'd be doing all your damage through the tiles. Is it the safest team to use? Probably not. Damage dealers are always nice because guaranteed bang straight up front what you're getting. This one here, you need to take a little bit of time, lower their attack, and take them out over time. But yeah, it'd be interesting as a support, depending on your play style, whether you go 4-1, you'd throw him in as a support. Just, if you're not getting your colours, you're dropping their attack. 3-2, same sort of thing. Yeah. Interesting hero. I'll say that. It's got some decent skill. I don't think it's doing enough, but as I said, in the right circumstances, it's going to be amazing. Obviously useless against, or almost useless against anyone who can remove Wither. But yeah, very solid hero, as I said. Best of luck if you're summoning. I'm going to have a quick look at the ROS. People who watch know I don't give ratings and things because it all comes down to your roster. Comes down to what level you're playing at. Yeah, overall, as I said, I don't think it's a great hero, but definitely in certain circumstances. So if you're at the level where you've already got all your damage dealers, you pull a lot, then it can make an absolute great addition to your team because it's going to be useful in specific scenarios where you need a specific type of hero. If you're just a regular player, it's not going to be super useful in heaps of scenarios, but definitely a good addition to your support staff if that's what you're looking for. On to Roz, who's looking very much like Pink for some reason. I get extreme Pink vibes, especially with the new outfit and hair. I always enjoyed Roz. A little bit of a gambler, so we'll just quickly run through the original. 530% damage to the target, runs at fast speed. If there's 6 or more nature shields on the board, the damage is dealt to the target and nearby, so you end up having a 530% hit 3, which off the top of my head would be the biggest hit 3 in the game. When these elemental heroes came out, there's a couple of others similar in different colours. And if there's 12 or more shields, you do the damage to everyone, which is an absolute huge hit. The costume doesn't change it much. We go to Rogue, which is probably, it's a bit better with the dodge. I mean, range is not too bad to get rid of the bypass defensive buffs, I believe. God, I should know that straight off the top of my head. But yeah, so you can get around counterattack, etc. But Rogue is also great with the dodge, so interesting there. A bit of extra damage, up to 540, but the great thing here, so the reason I like Roz and Hero Similar is 540% is still a reasonable enough snipe. Like, it's just enough to say, yeah, that's a decent snipe at fast speed. But if there's 5 or more nature shields on the board, you're actually hitting 3. So 540% to 3 is, as I said, it's like the biggest hit 3, especially paired with the defense down or elemental defense down. And now, so they've dropped that down from 6 to 5. And on the next level, it's if there are 10 or more. So instead of needing 12, you only need 10 and you hit all. That's not going to occur very often, but definitely the 5 or more. I found, if you can't get it straight away, that's where your strategy comes in. You just make a move or two. So it comes down to how well you can pair your heroes and what sort of attacking teams you use. So I personally do like the strategy side of it more rather than just taking, bang, this team's going to kill 3 and then I do like to play the longer game. And again, it comes down to your hero. So that's where I feel a hero like Roz is really, really useful. If you've already got the max, the original one maxed, which I have, worthwhile just, maybe trying to get that costume, as it is quite quick to level up and basically gives you a hero that was almost useless again and turns them back into, with these extra stats of the costume bonus, brings them back to being relevant. So yeah, the 1221 power is on par with the brand new hero that came out. So yeah, I like Roz. As I said, it's just a matter of making sure you can wait a move or two if you need to before firing her off. I like that a snipe, if you're desperate and you just need a kill, that snipe can get you a kill if you've hit with anyone before. So you can use it if you need to, but hold off until you can just maximize it and at least hit 3. So very good. I don't mind that at all. There we go. Best of luck. If you are doing any pulls, I hope you get the hero you're looking for. Don't go chasing. Remember your odds, all that stuff. Gamble responsibly. If you enjoy what I'm doing, gently press the subscribe button. Don't whack it like my cat's whacking me with a bloody tail because I'm not patting her. Give your kitty a scritch for me, and then maybe she won't whack you with, or they won't whack you with their tail. Have a bloody good one.